Well, it seems Diablo 4 has taken a nosedive in the ratings due to an ongoing patch that happened. There's even a fireside chat coming up, much the same that we saw with Magic the Gathering when things tanked and there was massive problems going on within the companies. Let's take a look at Diablo 4, how it's tanked on the user reviews. Well, I didn't have this in my bingo card for July that Diablo 4 would go from one of the best rated games, one of the most selling games, to suddenly falling off a cliff where things are just not right. The user score in the last little bit has dipped to 2.5 from the users, mostly around the newest patch that came out on Diablo 4. This is causing outrage everywhere right now. There's a huge nerf on the sorcerer, and it's done something that is just not good. From everything that I've read with it, it's made experience slow to a grind. It's made leveling in nightmare mode even harder, and it's just done it in such a way that made it unfun. People are where you used to be able to go into the game and level and just play and just dive into it. You can't do it anymore. Now it's you are taking 5 steps back to try and go forward because now you're under geared, very much so. This is a bad news for consumers because now they've changed the game from what it once was to something that is absolutely dreadful to play. So this Friday, July 21st, they are doing a fireside chat. You know all very well what happened last time there was a fireside chat. Things went up and down in the stock market. I don't know if this is maybe because Microsoft now owns Activision Blizzard, with the FTC getting dulled out and the appeal process being completely wiped out by the courts and letting them go ahead with the merger. But Blizzard to address disgruntled Diablo 4 community after patch backlash. There's hell to pay, apparently. Game director Joel Shedley, associate game director Joseph Piporia, and associate, 3 people, Adam Fletcher also, they're doing a campsite or campsite chat, fireside chat, whatever you want to call it. They're doing something to try and appease the people out there. Well, yeah. Diablo 4 long-awaited preseason 1 patch 1.1.0 sparked vicarious complaints. Really vicarious?
Vociferous.
That's where we're going. From the games community who accuse Blizzard of turning the action role-playing game into a slog with a slew of heavy-handed nerfs to all classes, experience point gain, and end game progression, and more. In a tweet below, Fletcher and the campfire chat will address this feedback. So this is what they did. They turned around and nerfed everything across the board, made the game absolutely dreadful to try and grind through. There's a lot of people that sit there and grind. They do the Patreon levels or whatever. What I can't remember what the leveling system was. Once you get past level 100, the next tier. It's not Patreon. It's something else. But it starts with a P. Paragon levels, that's what it is. So this is something that was done in Diablo 3. Once you started doing Paragon levels, you were able to put extra bonuses to stats, and then you started actually being able to fight other levels and do other things in the game, like a full-on end game, like a raid boss in World of Warcraft. Very much the same thing. We've been hearing feedback from players regarding some changes as 1.1 for Diablo 4. We are going to have a campfire chat. Jesus Christ, can you guys all just call it one side? It's a fireside chat. It's whatever your terminology is going to be for this chat. We will have more details and timings in the next day. Thanks again for the feedback. And hopping back over to Metacritic, so we got a 2.5 user score here. After playing Diablo 1, 2, 3, and 4, saddens me to just give 3 to 4. Some design decisions are just terrible. These two ones, level scaling kills any progression feeling. All combats are similar. I'm level 22, so all monsters and dungeons are level 22. When I reach level 23, guess what? They'll all be level 23. Yeah, scaling Scaling is one of those things I've never liked in video games. Final Fantasy VIII was notorious for the scaling, and it was one of the games that I didn't like because they scaled everything with you. At some point, you should be able to get to the point in the game where the scaling doesn't matter, especially when you have like nightmare mode and hardcore modes. That's what your goal is. So the scaling of monsters, why put it in there? I know maybe it's so you can always get your level loot and continue on, but then with the Diablo, it was always about, in some cases, you want to go to the old school areas where other loot's going to drop for other characters that then you want to level up. So it kind of makes that really difficult to deal with. So I understand where the level scaling is just it's not the same as the old school. Now, MMO light, when I play solo, I don't want to see other players on my screen, especially when and that was the other thing I'm very wary with Diablo 4 is because you were required to have an internet. You were required to log into the internet and to play by yourself. You've got other characters running around too, and you're like, this is not this. It's a taxing sense when you have people always logging into servers, so it makes it very difficult in that sense. Yeah, they get more control, but is that really what you want them to have? You want to be able to play the game. You want to be able to own the game, right? There's no goals in this game. You get weaker as you level due to scaling, so don't level up. You need a math degree and a 50-hour plus training. If you want to know if an item that dropped is an upgrade for you, I'm there's a lot with it. Oh, negative at 41, 61 total. This is absolutely horrific. June 28, 2023. Blizzard killed the best thing about Diablo, the loot. Yeah, that's if you're not gaining the loot that you want, then it's very difficult. Can I sort this by date? By date. There we go. So the new ones, you can see they're getting swamped with a lot of zeros. It's rubbish, Blizzard. Thank you for making me hate Diablo game. The game is dead because of patch 1.1. I hate any Diablo game now. There's a lot of people with outrage over this, and solely they should, because the Diablo patch is absolutely not what people signed up for. So this 3.8 was earlier today. Actually was late yesterday, 1:30 my time yesterday. This came out, so it's even dropped harder since then. So Grums, one of the original developers on Diablo 2, I believe he also worked on Diablo 1. Rumor is it that the emergency response to the Diablo 4 patch, scheduling this for a Friday, usually means they expect controversy and bad response and hope mainstream press won't cover it over the weekend, especially financial news. Old PR trick, but it doesn't work in the internet age. It really doesn't, because the internet age, everything is there with you right away. It's very, very much so. It's in your face. It's always there. We're always connected to the online world. So scheduling a fireside chat or a campfire chat, whatever you want to call it, on a Friday to deliver bad news so everyone can sit there and just go home and play over the weekend and then they come back to the offices on Monday. No, it doesn't work anymore. This is a bad PR thing. This is not going to be favorable for the players. This means they're going to keep the patch as is, and they're not really going to scale things back. And this is probably going to end up on, I'm guessing, on Twitch. And one of the sentiments here from Grums is, when making Diablo 2, we used to say balance is overrated. And that's what Diablo is trying to do now, trying to balance every little detail of it. And it just doesn't work. There is min-maxing, and that was the fun part of playing WoW. That was the fun part of playing these games, is you figured out a way to min-max, to always do things. And then that also led you to things where you can have your own build and your own essence to it. But now it's all about balancing. Diablo was fun because of all the unbalanced crap you could pull off. Diablo 4 should not try to overbalance everything to a spreadsheet accuracy. It's not that type of game, and just results in clinical sterility. And that's exactly it. It just makes it plain boring. There is no content. There is no want and desire to go through the skill tree. I gotta say, the new skill tree in Diablo 4 is quite extensive and confusing, but now if they just sit there and go, okay, we're gonna balance it across the board, it doesn't matter which class you play, it doesn't matter what you do, where's the angle? Where's the replayability at that point? Where is gaining the gear for your other characters through your high tier character that can walk through everything? How does that actually make it the angle safe? So the big deal here is Blizzard has made all their money on this game. I don't believe they want longevity. They've milked all the consumers for this game, and now they're changing the formula. They're saying, you know what? We've made all our money. We've put it out there. Thanks for the money. See ya. Like, they've changed and nerfed the game so badly right now that no one really wants to play it, that it's a grind fest, and it wasn't the grind fest that people wanted to sign up for. They want a game where you can fill out your bingo card of finding the gear and the loot that you want for your characters. There's also the hidden cow level that hasn't been discovered yet, but might not ever be discovered now if this patch stays the way it is. Anyway, I'm going to try and play this game later tonight. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm your proud Canadian Phoenix Cindershadow. Let me know what your thoughts are on this newest patch for Diablo 4. Is the consumers wrong? I don't think so, because I think it's all about the consumers and where this game is going to go. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.